Chapter 14. The Hunt. Snow fell in thin, whispering sheets across the northern outlands, swirling through the shattered structures of Outpost Kappa-9. The wind carried the metallic tang of ion energy, sharp, cold, unnatural. Briar felt each breath burn in his chest as the Vyre Strider stepped forward through the debris, its violet and black skin shimmering like polished obsidian under fractured daylight. Its gaze fixed on him. Not the squad. Not Lyra. Not the rifles leveled in shaking hands. Him. Briar felt his pulse hammer against the inhibitor embedded beneath his collarbone. The device hummed in response, dampening the surge of Genesis energy building instinctively up his arm. Lyra didn't hesitate. Scatter, move. The squad split, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, Briar and Lyra falling back toward the transport ridge. The Strider blurred. One moment it stood still. The next it was behind the retreating group. A scream cut through the cold. Briar didn't see the strike, it happened too fast. But he saw the aftermath. A soldier crushed into the snow, armor torn open by 4 sharp, curved claws. Cover him, Lyra barked, raising her shield, an arcing dome of shimmering gold erupting around her forearm bracer. The Strider tested it immediately with a quick, surgical swipe. Sparks exploded from the point of contact, as if metal had been struck by lightning. Lyra gritted her teeth. That thing's isn't tier 1. The Strider tilted its head slightly at her resistance. Then it vanished again. Briar felt more than saw the motion, air pressure changing behind him. He spun, instinctively firing a beam. It sputtered. Just a flicker. The inhibitor throttled him mid-release. The Strider's claw sliced across his chest, sending him crashing into a snowbank. Pain exploded through his ribs as he gasped for breath, vision swimming. Briar, Lyra shouted. He groaned, forcing himself upright. Blood soaked into his shirt, the wound burning with a strangely cold, tingling pain, the mark of an ion strike. The Strider advanced on him, steps slow and deliberate, analyzing him like a flawed specimen. Genesis signature suppressed, inefficient design. Shut up, Briar muttered through clenched teeth. He forced his hand up again, summoning another beam. It flared, then stuttered weakly, the inhibitor choking it. The Strider didn't attack. It watched, studying him, evaluating. Lyra charged with 2 soldiers, firing concentrated plasma rounds. The Strider sidestepped with fluid grace, letting the shots pass harmlessly. One soldier got too close. The Strider grabbed him by the head and tossed him over the outpost wall like a ragdoll. Fall back, Lyra yelled, her voice cracking with urgency. Briar, move. He pushed up, stumbling, lungs screaming in cold air. The pain pulsed in sync with the inhibitor's glow, every attempt to channel energy sending spikes of feedback through his nerves. We need height, Lyra said, dragging him toward a collapsed watchtower jutting from the ridge. Everyone up. The squad scrambled up twisted metal as plasma fire streaked behind them. The Strider followed at a walking pace, utterly unthreatened. Why isn't it finishing us? Briar panted. Lyra's jaw tightened. Because it wants you alive. The words chilled him more than the snow. 2 soldiers took position near the tower edge, firing down to slow the ascent. The Strider blurred, leaping to the side wall and running up its surface like gravity meant nothing. Shields, Lyra yelled. Briar reached deep, fighting his own limiter. A thin, cracking shield formed in front of him, barely solid, shimmering with unstable light. The Strider's foot hit the tower in a downward kick. The entire ridge structure shook. Briar lost footing, fell. Lyra grabbed him at the last possible moment, her fingers digging into his wrist. The Strider reappeared above, ready to strike. Briar felt pure terror flash through him. He thrust out his free hand. Energy sparking violently. A beam tearing through the air with a roar. It was wild. Unstable. Barely held together. But it collided with the Strider's arm, scorching its skin just enough to make it recoil. Lyra yanked him fully onto the platform. The Strider looked at the burn mark, then at Briar. Potential, higher than projected. Its tone changed. Priority target confirmed. "Oh, that's just great," Briar muttered. "I'm flattered." "Less talking, more running," Lyra snapped. The Strider crouched. The squad fired. The elite ion launched forward like a missile. The impact shattered the tower. Briar tumbled through falling debris, slamming onto a snow-covered slope below. Pain exploded through his entire body. Everything hurt. Vision blurred. Ears ringing. Chest bleeding. He couldn't move. For a moment, all he could do was listen. Gunfire, shouting, the Strider's inhuman steps breaking through metal and ice. "Briar," Lyra shouted from somewhere above. "Get up, we have to go." He tried. His body didn't respond. His arm twitched, shaking violently. The Strider landed nearby, snow blasting outward. It studied him again, lowering its head. "Incomplete, unrefined, you will be revisited." It raised its arm to strike. A plasma rocket slammed into its side, knocking it off balance. Lyra's voice tore through the haze. "Get away from HIM." She fired again. And again. Her breaths were ragged, eyes furious. Pure protector, no hesitation. The Strider didn't retreat. It simply reassessed her. Then turned. And vanished into the cold storm. Briar blinked slowly as Lyra knelt beside him, breath freezing in the air. "You're alive," she exhaled. Relief washed over her face before returning to hardened focus. "Barely. Can you stand?" "I think so," he coughed, pain flaring. Is everyone else?" Her silence answered that question. She helped him to his feet. "This isn't over," she said quietly. "That thing is tracking us." Briar swallowed hard, heart pounding. The Strider had tasted his strength. And his weakness. And it wasn't done with him.